Buhari as a person or as a leader was the greatest calamity that befell Nigeria since maybe modern history. It was the mistake that should not have been made. And what we are suffering in Nigeria is the ghost of the Buhari administration. A leader who ruled without empathy for the living and did never honor the life of the dead. Death is not a canonization of evil men to becoming saints, or it's not a baptism that washes away original sin. Everything we spend our time doing as we live is what will be discussed, and the legacy. And the way Nigerians will mourn is their own way to grieve, and everybody should stick with the truth, because at the end of it all, we should know that when we are alive and we have the opportunity, then we should do what we want to be discussed when we die.
When you heard about this coalition, do you think that, did you feel like this is a step in the right direction?
Jay, I just want us to be honest and realistic, because Nigerians, we have been through too much of bad governance, and we have been here before. What is the reason why we believe that we need a coalition to, unseat an incumbent? It is because everyone knows that INEC is the weapon formed against Nigeria. In fact, the confidence and arrogance of that political class and dynasty is a corrupt and criminal electoral process.
Our Nigerian politicians flew abroad to live, but flew back home to be buried. These politicians have every opportunity to fix Nigeria, to build better hospitals, to build better education system, to raise good standard living of Nigerians. They have every opportunity, but rather, these people trust more in foreign doctors, trust more in foreign hospitals, trust more in foreign system. They only go there to live their good life. All their children live there. Only when they are dead, then they bring them back home to Nigeria, where they neglected. So Nigeria now is a graveyard. Nigeria is just good for burying ground. These people have every opportunity. All of their children are there. They are looting the money here, putting it back in the system that is working. I know say, and for me, I know say God no go punish una the way I want make him punish una. But God must punish una, all of una generation, and the cause una steady.
It's very sad that we are even having a conversation about mourning a person who left this country broken, did everything he could, everything Buhari touched, he destroyed. He destroyed human rights, he destroyed the economy, he destroyed the dignity of person, he destroyed the social cohesion of the nation known as Nigeria. And I'm not one of the persons who was out there pretending that I miss him. I don't miss him. I was also one of his personal victims, and this is a time to really commiserate and show empathy to his victims from when he was a soldier, someone who participated in killing of people in the Southeast for 30 months during what is now known as the Nigerian Civil War. When he was a military head of state, he violated human rights. He extrajudicially killed some young people who they accused of carrying drugs. When he came back the second time, you know his story. Yes, killings of Shiites, killings of people in southern Kaduna, the killings of NSAS protesters in Lagos, killings for the second time of southeastern young people who were branded as IPOB. The destruction of the Nigerian economy, the destruction of the healthcare system, to the point that he himself had to die in a clinic in London because they didn't care about building anything here in Nigeria, which is the country they govern. So it's been a terrible legacy, and I'm not one of the people who want to be politically correct, because I see a lot of politicians falling over themselves trying to pen tributes to Buhari as if Buhari was the best thing to happen to Nigeria since the invention of peanut butter. He wasn't, and that's the truth. And I've also seen some of his victims, poor kids in Kano jubilating on the street. I've seen people with bullhorn announcing his death quite derisively. So it's, for me, on a personal level, Buhari was responsible for the death of my younger brother, Buhari violated my rights. Buhari is responsible for why my mom had stroke since 5 years ago. So I said those on the personal level, but this is not personal vendetta. This is about a very honest assessment of a guy who came, who ruined, and now has departed the world.
In this life, try and live a good life. So because God has never given anybody years to live, it's only breath that he gave you. So the moment your breath cease, you cease to exist. Okay, this is Buhari body inside a casket, inside this ambulance in Daura, ready to be laid off. So the small time you have, try and spend it with your family, because you never know the day nor the hour. Live a good life.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want me Nigeria forgive Buhari will die. Kọ́lọ́n lè pín òkú Buhari, kọ́lọ́n lè tẹ̀ sáfẹ́fẹ́ rí. All the people wey dey die for Lekki, may Buhari family, may God give them money, all the family. Àwọn ọmọ tẹ pánkọ́, àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tẹ pánkọ́, Sani Sanwó-Olu, àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tẹ pánkọ́, àwọn òbí wọn wà bẹ́ẹ̀ o, àwọn oníyà tẹ pánkọ́, àwọn ọmọ wọn wà bẹ́ẹ̀ o, àwọn bọ̀dọ̀ oníbọ̀dà, àwọn àti aláǹtì tẹ pánkọ́. Any may they go dey visit with them one by one. Me, I can forgive you. Family mi ò kó, ebi ò pa mí o.
I saw this news and I was like, wow, have this actually been in the card? I think the news, as you can see above, says Obasanjo, Jonathan, and Soyinka pushes new constitution. The news caught my eye sharply, and I have to go down. It's actually on the Punch newspaper. So I read down the news and I was quite impressed. It's like something, a group who call themselves the Patriots. And I think, and this is being championed by the former presidents, which is Obasanjo, Jonathan, Co. Although there are other people, 7 senators. I was even shocked when I saw no Ribadu there. But it doesn't matter. At least from what I've read, they agreed that Nigeria don't have a constitution. We'll be saying this, that the current 1999 constitution being written and handed over to us by the military is nothing but a confused document designed to cause chaos, commotion, and catastrophe in the country. The closest document I can compare to the Nigerian constitution is the Holy Bible, a book that contradicts itself. It tells you drink here, and at the other side it says don't drink. That's exactly how the Nigerian constitution is. It tells you here that if you steal, you shall go to prison. And when you go somewhere, it gives you reason why you should steal and not go to prison. Yeah, I don't know if you get it. So I think it has been long overdue, but we've not been that pushing for it, because we understand that having anybody that will attend to a new constitution, it has to come from a sincere government, which we've not been able to have in recent years because we don't elect the guys there. Even Omoyele Sowore, in most of his word, have always hammered on it, that Nigeria don't have a constitution, that what we have there is not to be amended, but to be shredded and a new one getting. Every country have a constitution with faces and authors. When you say the constitution of other countries, you could be able to tell the people that came together to make it happen. But in that of Nigeria, nobody, no name to read. The military just hurriedly put it together and hand it over to us in 1999. And if you understand the constitution very well, and you see how it has been guiding the country, you can only but agree that the document is the foundation of the problem of Nigeria as a nation. So I hope these people that call themselves the Patriots, that will be having a summit, and I'll be having summit on how to get a new constitution. I hope you achieve this. General or former President Olusegun Obasanjo, I understand how much you've been fighting to fix the same mess that you created. Because since 1999, you were the first democratically selected. You guys don't even do election. The first democratically selected president Nigeria had. You had Nigeria in your palm when it was fresh. But what did you do? You, in collaboration with Atiku, you messed the whole thing up. The same Atiku that wants to be president now. But since I understand that Obasanjo have made so much step to atone for his mistake, to try and bring in people who can remedy his own desire, his own damage, his own error. But Baba have so far not been successful on that. He brought in Yaradua. Yaradua didn't last. Yaradua was indeed on the right track. May he so rest in peace. But it was strange how Jonathan, who Baba also picked to vice Yaradua, who was with Yaradua when Yaradua was making those positive steps, took a different route when he became the president and commander-in-chief. But now that they are not in power, they are now beginning to see the level of damage, the level of problem they've created, and perhaps they want to remedy it. I hope you do that. Nigeria obviously need a new constitution as much as we need a reform and independent INEC. Nigeria just need to work. Nigeria obviously need to work again. We don't have a country. We cannot continue like this. We obviously can't continue like this. So when I saw this, I was like, yes, this is a good step. Every angle of Nigeria is a problem. So whatever you can suggest to start solving the problem, it doesn't have anything. You cannot tell me, leave this one now. Let's do it. Whatever we can do now, let it be done. The correction must begin at all levels and by any means. As for those that came up with this, thank you very much. And I hope you guys push for it and make sure it sees the light of day. Nigeria obviously needs a constitution. I would not even say a new one because we don't have a constitution at all. Not that confused document. I mean this one. So thank you for those in charge of this. And for you that have seen it, what do you think? Let us see your thoughts and opinion at the comment section.